Yeah, there's a metric fuck ton of shotguns over.
You're about to be value-tamed.
Oh, I got a pack of grenades.
Here we
It's all
go.
over. Boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom.
What the fuck is going on?
Boom, 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 boom.
She spit on them.
Hey everyone, Mr. E here with Big Boom Ogryn version 2. You might call it Ogrynheimer or Explode Grin, whatever you want to call it. It's a Rumbler build for Ogryn, but it has been refined and optimized. It is the most powerful Ogryn build out there, hands down. It might honestly be one of the most powerful builds in general in the game. It might be in the #1 slot. This thing is absurd. By the way, please let me know in the comments if you like this new editing magicry I'm doing here. I'm going to be a little bit long-winded in this one. Figure you might enjoy some gameplay in the background. Let me know if it's too distracting or if you need this part bigger or the other part, more opacity, less opacity, whatever it is. And like and subscribe. Okay, let's get on with it. So, the basics of the build is that we've got the Bully Club here just to clean up trash around us with flak and unarmored perks. And then for blessings, we got Thunderous and Skull Crusher. This is so that we can multiply the damage that goes into bosses and all sorts. Whenever they're staggered, whenever we hit them a couple of times, they're going to take hugely increased damage, which is awesome. This is an enabler club. It is not the focus of the build. The focus of the build is the Rumbler. The Rumbler is stupid. The Rumbler instantly kills Reapers for some godforsaken reason. It two-shots bulwarks. It just chunks bosses, and it's got some amazing blessings down here with Shattering Impact, which doesn't do what it says. It says that it has to be a direct impact, but no. It just needs to explode near these enemies, and it'll break their armor. It'll give you brittleness on crushers and stuff like that, which means that they are going to take way more damage not only from the next explosion, but from the burn stacks that we're going to be putting on them constantly. Adhesive Grenade allows us to maximize the damage that our explosions do when we're targeting the large folk around, the Ogryns and the monstrosities. And that's really nice because the proximity of the grenade is what determines how much damage it does, and when it's embedded into your fucking skull, it does a lot of damage. So that's how we're going to blow up bosses and stick to bulwark shields and stuff like that. For Curios, now this is where it gets a little bit different than other builds. We are running no stamina. We don't care about stamina. We are not sprinting. We are standing our ground. As you saw in some of the gameplay footage probably, I'm just waddling everywhere. I'm shooting my grenades, I'm aiming down the sight, getting my toughness back. I'm not worried about sprinting, which means I don't need stamina. I don't really even need stamina regeneration on the Curio. In fact, I've swapped 2 of them out for gunner damage resistance, which honestly, I think is working out pretty well. You might even be able to swap out 2 of those toughness perks for something else, like bomber damage resistance or revive speed or whatever you prefer. The choice is yours. I would, however, do not swap out combat ability regeneration because your ability is your most important thing, other than the Rumbler, I guess. Let's go on to talk about the talents. Steady Grip. Steady Grip is amazing. This thing is so clutch. You know, we can only regenerate toughness by being near enemies and taunting them, or by having, clubbing one enemy for 5%, or by having allies near us to replenish our toughness for us. But if we don't have that, or perhaps we're in a clutch situation, we're the only one left, and it's clutch or kick, we need to be able to keep our toughness up. And as you'll see in a clip in a second here, this is a lifesaver in those situations. It can also be used to counteract the effects of pox gas. If you happen to get trapped in pox gas and need to walk your way out, just, hey, pull out your Rumbler and hold the aim down sight button and you'll regenerate your toughness. It only takes 8 seconds to max out. Very nice talent. Well, we come down here, we're grabbing the big rocks, the bombs away. This is already the Ogryn's best bomb, but then he's got these 2 down here that just take it that step further, applied all those fire stacks in 1 grenade box, and the radius is absurd. You probably saw how much damage and devastation that these boxes do, especially when you chuck all 3. Soften them up and pumped up over here. Soften them up as a damage enabler. Just tap an enemy 1 time, and for 5 seconds they're going to take a multiplier to all the damage that they take. Pumped up, as we said, we're not using stamina, so this is always going to be giving us 15% damage resistance. Over here, payback time for extra free damage all the time. Keep shooting for faster reload speed because our clip is always empty whenever we shoot a grenade. And then we take no pain with the additional valuable distraction, which is going to multiply all of the damage that the enemy takes by 1.25, which means it's one of the biggest damage increases that you can do to these targets in the entire game because it's base damage. It's huge. So this is another way that we are helping the team to destroy larger health targets like bosses by touching them and soften them up, by hitting them with valuable distraction, by staggering them and making them brittle with the club. We got it all going for us. Then we got over here ammo stash, 25% ammo. Can't complain about that. Big boom, definitely on our list of good things to have here, and fire away. This is maybe one of the biggest regrets of my life. I slept on this in my last build. I think I had it in the footage, but I didn't understand how much damage this was actually doing. This fire away thing here, let me show you here. Oh, this is on sedition. Well, let me show you, 2 attempts here. So we had a 700,000 damage run, and we had 150,000 of that came from burning. So that's almost 20%. That's more than 20%, right? And then in this one, the successful run with 1.8 million damage, we ended up having almost 250,000 from that burning, and that's like 13% or something like that. Pretty nice numbers. You'll have more value out of this the less crushers, so less metal is going around, because they take way less damage from that fire, but all the other stuff burns it up very nicely, and it's just going to add up to a lot. Then we've got unstoppable momentum down here. This is to counteract the slowdown that you get when you reload the rumbler, because if you shoot the rumbler, you're going to have a second where you need to reload, and it makes you go slower while you're doing it. Well, this, if you get a kill, speeds you up, so you can keep kiting, you can keep moving and stay out of harm's way while you're pumping out grenades and laying them down in your path like little landmines. We're going to go over here on the left side, and we're going to say Bruiser. Bruiser is for cooldown reduction. We are not taking the cooldown reduction thing for the taunt, and that's because we have 2 different ways of getting our CD back, and this is one of them. So getting an elite kill is 3 seconds. Every 3 seconds we can get 3 more seconds. Get stuck in is another movement perk. This is an amazing talent that I do not see enough Ogryns bringing, especially when you are not the focus of if you're not going for melee mode, you're not over here. So this allows us to use this, our ultimate, in order to engage on enemies. So for instance, there's a demon host ritual it's about to summon, we need to get in close, boom, pop this thing, get in there 20% faster. It doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, but 20% speed is the difference between a zealot who is using knife tech to zip around the map and a zealot who's just sprinting, right? So it's a lot. And then we can also use it to retreat. We can pull a hard retreat by taunting everything and dragging it out after us. It can't catch us because we're so fast. And then, as you've seen in all my builds, Feel No Pain makes an appearance because it's just an absurd talent. It's always stacked up. Over here, Pacemaker. Easy to trigger this. 3 enemies just have to get hit with 1 attack. That includes grenades or single swipes from our club. So that's 15% reload speed, stacking with this one up here. And then we get 15% range damage when we do that reload. And then we get to talk about Burst Limiter Override really quickly. This is the key to the whole build, right? 15% chance to shoot a grenade for free, which doesn't incur any reloading or anything like that. You just shoot them back to back to back. And when we get range kills, we can get up to 20% range damage, which, hey, I'll take that. That's a nice little buff there. Maximum firepower is the other cooldown reduction we have. When this triggers, we get 4 seconds taken off of our ultimate over the next 4 seconds. Very, very potent, because we're going to be triggering it a lot thanks to Back Off, which is the final piece of the puzzle. Back Off, every time you swing your weapon, if you get 1 kill, or if you get 5 kills, or if you get 10 kills or 1,000 kills, you will get 1 stack of Back Off per weapon swing that claims a kill. That's the best way I can put it, right? So if your weapon swing tastes blood, then you will get 1 stack of Back Off. Every stack of Back Off gives you 10% extra chance to trigger Lucky Bullet. So you only need 8 stacks, and then you have a 95% chance of triggering it. Usually I get to 6 or 7, and that's usually my time to go. If you shoot and it doesn't trigger, and it doesn't give you the free bullet, it still consumes the stacks. So it's better to be safe, but honestly, even if you get 1 or 2 kills, that's a huge chance. If you get 3 kills, you're tripling your chance of getting a free grenade. You have a 45% chance, and that's why the club is so good, because it's so easy at cleaning up little trash. So what you want to do is when you're surrounded by trash enemies, don't waste grenades on them. Use your club and clean them up, and make certain that the next time you have a big pack of enemies, you get a double free grenade for free. Okay, let's talk about some wine pairings. This build goes best with a lovely Chianti veteran who is running Survivalist. The Survivalist is going to provide stupid ammo economy for this thing. That's the limiting factor, right? If we have infinite ammo, this thing just destroys God. But we don't have infinite ammo, so we're not quite there. But the veteran can push us towards that goal. And then the other pairing, I would say, is probably a nice dry zealot who has the chorus. The chorus is going to not only, if they're running the damage buff thing, boost our damage to the freaking moon, but it will permanently stagger enemies, which means that they can't get to us and they can't hurt us, but also the Skull Crusher will activate with the Bully Club and they'll just get evaporated. And it keeps their toughness high, and it keeps ranged enemies from being able to attack because they're all suppressed. And that's the whole build, guys. So I'm going to turn you back over to former Mr. E from the past, recording some gameplay of this. Let you see a little bit more of that action. If you enjoyed the build, please like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. And dog builds coming soon. All right, see you soon. Bye. Watch out, he's psycho mode. Grabs here, watch out. Watch out for the slaps. I just exploded a lot of stuff. That was my solution there. No, why?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Come on, get the fuck up! Oh! You're up. Shout. Chorus. Chorus. Thank you. Stop that thing. Yeah. GG.
Looking forward to the Arbites builds, Mystery.